What is up, dudes?
What is up?
Mitch, Gingerton. This is the least girthiest stream ever. Sorry, dudes. Jeff, just such a good conversationalist.
More like Mingerton.
Yeah, we get caught up. Yeah, so I don't know why, like during working on the film stuff all day today, and I was like writing scripts when Beth would like get busy on other shit.
Don't tell us that.
Yeah, right. I kept thinking about, because I wanted to do this year, and then like COVID and stuff happened. I was like, oh, it'd be a fun thing to do on the YouTube channel. The Death Curse Awards show.
COVID.
Yeah, right. What's that?
Is that a new supervillain you're working on for Void Walker?
Oh, that would be fucking miserable. That would have been funny. I didn't have any global pandemic sort of shit locked and loaded. I did have a thing that was sort of political that I put on ice, and then I think I told you about this, a bunch of the stuff started like coming true. And I was like, all right, definitely kind of glad I didn't do this one yet. It would have been like either creepy and prophetic or come out like right after the events happened, and everybody would have just been like, how the fuck is this guy getting this stuff out so quickly? But yeah, it was really weird. And that was, I think, if I mention it to you, it's the whole one that started with the inception of that story from the To Catch a Predator show where that like district attorney, I think it was a DA in Texas, killed himself. And
I don't remember that.
Oh, so it was like years ago, if you're not familiar with it. That's why To Catch a Predator isn't a show anymore. What's up, Razmaz? Good to see you, dudes.
What up, Razmaz?
Yeah, so they did like a on-air raid of the guy's house. Like producers thought it would be a good idea to roll up.
And he was a district attorney?
Yes, to roll up with the police. Pretty sure it was a DA. He was something in the government, but I'm pretty sure it was a DA. But he really did it himself. Yeah, so that was the way my story started, was basically similar scenario, because the idea was pull from real life but make this larger than life insane story. And the whole idea basically amounted to what Pizzagate became, like, and all the Epstein shit and stuff like that. But this was, 2-3 years before all of that was blown wide open. It was fucking weird how much, and I still have notes for it, like how obviously
involved.
Yeah, the names, well, that was the whole thing, was it had like politicians involved in all this stuff, and it was about originally the main character was like a pretty like straight-laced cop that was a couple years into the force, was ex-military and everything, and then sort of was caught up in this case where this DA kills himself and starts to pull the thread and find out that there's like a bigger thing going on, without getting too involved in it. And then all this shit sort of started coming true. It was really wacky and derailed things, but I'm kind of glad I didn't go through with it, because it was also like this was a comic book story I wanted to tell, not because I thought it would be a good comic, just because I love the medium, and I was like, this is like where I want to tell this story. But it would probably work better as like a movie or a TV series. I just don't know anybody that would greenlight something like that nowadays with everything that's gone on. And it would also, they'd probably just think I'm like a like crazy QAnon guy trying to get my script passed. Now that all that shit has happened, I feel like a lot of that is just always going to be a touchy subject for big studios and shit like that. That's why I love comics, though. It's like, you don't have to deal with a big studio. You have to deal with like a couple people who want to tell a weird story with you. But yeah, that DA, I forget, it was like what set me off was he said like just this like nonchalant, chilling line, and then fucking blew his face off. And I think it was with a shotgun.
Oh,
Yeah, in front of like the entire SWAT team. And like the fucking To Catch a Predator production team on standby, like
Got him.
couple feet outside the door. Yeah, right. Caught his ass. Yeah, I think he said, I'm not gonna hurt anyone.
Well, that's because
Uh,
pedophiles aren't people, so he wasn't really gonna hurt anyone.
yeah, right. He wasn't lying. Yeah, dude. Dark shit. But then so the whole thing basically it blows up into this bigger thing. For a while I was just calling it Takers, and you sort of find out about like human trafficking, organ harvesting, and all this other shit. And then like as it was developing more and more, the shit about that Arizona fucking organ farm came out.
Mm-hmm.
If you're familiar with that one, where they were like sewing dicks onto dead bodies for arms and all sorts of crazy shit. And when the
Oh shit!
police raided it, it was just like buckets of like genitals and like human heads like sewn onto like backs and shit like that.
Wait, well, why?
For fucking shits and giggles, I
Oh,
guess.
just to be twisted.
It was a body donation clinic, if I remember correctly. Let me see if I can pull this one up, because this one, like, you can't make this kind of shit up, is the whole thing. Like,
Because I remember there was a story from Radiolab about no, it wasn't Radiolab, it was Lore, where I can't remember what country it was in. It was some Central American country where there was this myth that if you went to this like cave, there were monsters down there. And
yeah,
when the police finally raided it because they were looking for like drug dealers and stuff, they did find quote unquote monsters, but they were actually just poor people that the cartels had mutilated and given them surgery to mess up their limbs to where they looked like monsters, not just like people with disabilities, but like actual like freaks of nature because they
yeah, it's
distorted their
fucking
bodies so much.
insane.
And it was a true story.
Dismembered limbs sewn together like Frankenstein at body donation clinic. Biological Resource Center raid. FBI finds coolers full of penises. Ex-body, evidently he did an interview explaining why the center sewed different body parts to different people. So we'll get into that in a minute, because I'd love to hear his spin on that, or who the fuck gave him the chance to even spin that. So give us your side of the story. Like, what's a 45-year-old man like yourself need a bucket full of penises for?
It's like
Colin,
Frankenstein, Doc
what's up?
Frankenstein, but if he was just like a Beavis and Butthead fan.
Oh, dude, it
Wouldn't it
like
be hilarious if I just like sewed this dick on this guy's back?
that's what I mean. It's like, how did fucking like a whole company full of like the worst people get together and come up with like the most cartoonish evil? Like, it was like, it doesn't seem like they were selling it for it. Like, this was basically, from what I gathered, they were illegally harvesting the shit they could sell.
Kayla's in the chat.
Yeah, I
Hello,
said
Kayla.
hi, Kayla. Uh,
Colin. Sup?
uh,
Rex Doom.
um. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they were like, a body donation clinic where they would get rid of bodies for people who couldn't afford it, and they were allowed to like harvest organs that they could sell, which was supposed to be internal organs only, if I remember correctly. And what they were doing was they weren't actually incinerating any of the bodies. They were selling all the organs they could sell. And then they started to figure out that they could sort of like sell some shit in the black market. And it seemed almost like they couldn't prove it or anything at last I looked at it, but it seemed like they might have been like photographing or videotaping the shit and selling that material to people. But yeah, 33 plaintiffs say Biological Resource Center lied to families and treated deceased with lack of dignity or respect.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, right. Well, when Grandpa's got like 6 penises sewed to his back, it's hard to argue.
Did Grandpa always
Uh,
have a penis on his forehead?
yeah, a head sewn to a mismatched body, a bucket of limbs, and a cooler filled with penises are among items found by FBI agents. I couldn't find either any of the pictures that were taken down, but there were literally like FBI agents walking out of the place and like throwing up in bushes and stuff. Like it was brutal the day this happened. I still worked at the tattoo shop and we were just like watching it on the news like, all right. Like I've heard bucket full of penises one too many times on cable television today.
Somebody's having a good night.
The now shuttered Can you imagine how fucking wild these guys would have been if they made it all the way to COVID? This was 2019.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it would have been like, you guys got to shut down for COVID. They'll be like, what do we care? We're sewing dicks to backs in here. What the fuck's... We're going to catch something way worse in here, dude.
We're busy.
Yeah. We're doing science, thank you. Specialized in accepting bodies of people after they had died, obviously. Yeah, can you guys accepting any live bodies? Can you graft a penis to my back? I want to fuck in both directions. In exchange.
They saw Human Centipede and was like, what a hack.
Yeah, right? We can do this better. Simonon, what's up? Kayla just said, sounds like the doctor from Human Centipede.
Hey.
Right? Same med school. Oh, that's the thing, too. Wait till I get to the dude's name. The owner of the fucking company. You will not believe that. That was when I was like, I had to like look this up on Snopes to make sure it was real, because you're like, no fucking way. Like this guy is literally he's a comic book villain. Just wait. Specialized accepting body. All right. Free pickup of the bodies plus the cremated remains of the body parts the company did not sell. So yeah, they cremated them for you. They picked up the body, no questions asked, and like cleaned up the area and everything, which sounds like wildly illegal to me, but evidently Arizona has like a big heroin problem, which is why like overdosing in general problem with opiates. So this has become like a commonplace thing, and this is like one of many clinics that does this, which is just like depressing on its own. Like depressing to think of one of these places running how it's supposed to run. And then you add in all this like fucking Nazi doctor type of shit in there. Like
this is like a lot like Slayer's Angel of Death.
Yeah, was it fucking Mengele? Yeah. That was the guy, right? Arizona is regulatory free zone. It's funny, when I was a kid, I always thought that guy was Yosef, just because it was like, he's foreign, so they say their name's stupid. Free zone for body parts industry. At least 4 body donation companies are operating in Arizona. Yeah, see, so if I just kept reading the article, we would have gotten to it. In addition to nonprofit cryonics company that freezes people after they die with the intent of one day bringing them back to life. So fucking ice zombies. We can dabble with that for sure. There's something in there.
Well, that's the secret to cryonics, is that in order for them to bring you back, you have to have your dick sewn to your head.
Yeah, it has to be sewn to your back, and this guy figured it out. You have to have...
We finally solved the problem, but we're going to have to cut it off and sew it to the back of your head.
That's amazing.
Well, I guess the future's going to be pretty cool, I guess.
Right. You get to the future, you're like, holy shit, it worked, and everybody just beats you to death for having a dick.
Everybody's like, freak!
Yeah, some sort of mutant. He's like us, but his dick's on his head.
Nope. We can't do that. Not even in the future.
Probably.
We would, but it's too funny in the future, so you got to live with that.
Yeah, the FBI special agent stumbled on what he described as various unsettling scenes. The agent's grisly eyewitness account of the raid was recently revealed in a civil lawsuit against the business and its owner, Stephen Gore.
Nah. Good old Steve Gore.
Yeah. Steve Gore of the fucking Arizona butcher shop.
Wait, is that Stevie Gore? I remember when you used to cut off the dick of chipmunks and stick them to their backs.
Right?
What are you doing nowadays?
There was not a single sign that Stephen Gore was a little bit twisted.
Just every toy he has, he's sticking dicks on the back.
I'm fucking twisted, man. One day I'm gonna put a dick on a guy's back against his will. You can quote me on that. He's got some like third grade friend who's like, yeah, he said some crazy shit to me when we were kids, but I just thought he was being weird.
I just thought he was gay. He just really liked dicks on backs.
I think that's so funny that it's like there's actually a serial killer who was like a sniper who did that, who was like shooting people in broad daylight from like 30 yards away. And he basically got caught because he had like a high school buddy who he went out for beers with and was like, you know, I could kill a guy, right? And he's like, yeah, sure, man, whatever. And he's like, no, like I totally could. I could snipe him from like 30 yards away. And then a couple of weeks later, somebody started sniping people from 30 yards away. And he was like, His buddy was smart enough to be like, something's weird here. Like, yeah, this penis factory though is like, I feel like every time I bring it up, everyone I've ever mentioned to is like, no fucking way, dude.
The penis factory sounds like a male strip club at Orlando.
I forgot to actually share the article. I'm just like reading through it without the screen pulled up for you guys. My bad. Here we go.
Just X videos.
Right. I highlighted Stephen Gore like you guys could see it because I'm an idiot. But yeah, Stephen Gore, fucking ridiculous. Maricopa County Superior Court. 33 plaintiffs have sued the biological center, saying the remains of family members were obtained through false statements.
Wait, is that where Joe Arpaio is?
Maybe.
Remember the crazy sheriff from years ago? He would like make his prisoners wear pink and shit.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I thought he was a Southern guy though.
I think he's Southwest. Leslie Gore, says Mitch.
Frankenstein head observed. Yeah, I'm trying to get to there's one where there was like, cooler filled with genitalia, a smaller head sewn together in a Frankenstein manner, replaced.
I was right. Joe Arpaio, Maricopa County, sheriff for 24 years.
Large male torsos with limbs and genitalia removed, and they were like sewn onto other bodies, buckets and coolers with various body parts, including a bucket of heads, arms, and legs. Body parts piled on top. Literally like a Lego factory for like grown-ass kids who are just fucking like sealers.
When you heard the song, Show Me Your Genitals, he took it literally.
Yeah, right. Put them in a bucket. Steel freezers with frozen body parts inside with no apparent identification. I love that. Like, we gotta fucking tattoo these things so we know whose arms are whose. When we stick them in a bucket. Like,
all right, raise your hand if you're missing a dick. Okay, come to the front.
I love this is great.
What up, Patrina?
In a letter to Maricopa County Superior Court Judge Warren Granville before his December 2015 sentencing, Gore wrote that he felt overwhelmed, but that he was working in an industry with no formal regulations to reference for guidance. So basically, I got into an industry that I didn't know anything about, that has no regulation or like medical or government oversight, and just started hacking up bodies like a fucking circus clown with a doctor's job.
So we just cut the balls off and shit, right?
Yeah. What do people buy these things for?
He's using like a paper cutter.
Do they eat them? Like,
do we just pull them off? Like, I'm trying to pull it off with his hand.
I love this. A direct quote from him. I could have been more open about the process of donation on the brochure we put in public view, Gore wrote, when deciding which donors. That would have been funny. We got to make that brochure. It's just send us your loved ones so we can butcher them and sew dicks to the backs of their
He just
head.
has like a bullet point list. He's like, we take the body. Point 2, cut the dick off. Point 3, we will stick it to their back.
Head might end up in head bucket with no identification, among other heads. Don't worry, heads are recognizable. The arms, on the other hand, in a similar arm bucket circumstance, are harder to identify once separated from the body. Yeah, torso with head, $2,400. Was a for-profit body donation company that adopted donations. Yeah, it's like Hannibal Lecter and Ed Gein are this guy's clients.
I mean, you could probably find it cheaper on Amazon, but
the company, oh yeah,
the anonymity is probably what you're going for.
You have to order it in a hope chest. Right? What was that? Was that website selling kids and furniture or whatever the fuck? Their family's free transportation services to pick up the body plus free cremation. Yeah, this is just okay. 2013 price list is part of the court file, indicates sale prices for body parts, whole body with no shoulders or head, $2,900. God damn, I'm worth more dead than I am alive. Torso with a head, $2,400. Whole spine, $950.
Leg for $1,100. I mean,
yeah, god damn, I'll donate my legs right now, dude.
You gotta give me the payer for $1,100.
That's another
fucking.
That's another shit. Comic book right there, dude. Another issue of a book. Take my legs.
Better buy me dinner for every time. Fuck me.
Wait, I can keep my penis? Yeah, take it. I don't need to walk where I'm going. Ex-broker explains why Arizona center sewed different body parts. Former body broker has a surprising theory why FBI agents found a person's head sewn onto a different torso in Arizona body. Okay, so this is a different guy commenting on it. It's not even that dude spinning it. Story contains. Oh, we got a trigger warning. FBI raid. It's not clear why someone did it. There's one of the original pictures that I saw, though. All these guys in hazmat suits. There was one of them, dude. They're all walking out, and there must have been like 60, 70 of those hazmat bags just like lined up. It's like, that's a lot of people.
That's just all the anuses.
Yeah, right? That was just the butt bucket. Cut the cheeks off. Hannibal likes those. Has a theory revealed in court during the raid of the bylaw. Okay, rereading a lot of the same stuff. Hung up. Yeah, that was the other thing. One of them was hung on a wall like an art piece, the thing said. The large torso with it was a man's torso with a woman's head sewn onto it, like Frankenstein, and hung on a wall. And it had like arms pointing at it and shit. And it was like, bro, you were not doing this to sell these. You were literally making like performance art and shit. Like, this guy should be beaten to death in prison. Allegedly.
This reminds me of Frank from It's Always Sunny, where he's talking to the Undertaker guy, and he's like, "You fuck the bodies."
Oh my god, dude! Stephen Gore, the Biological Resource Center's owner, pleaded guilty in 2015 to operating an illegal enterprise and was sentenced to 1 year of deferred prison time and 4 years probation. So he's a rich white guy. Slam dunk. And he's back on the streets, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, and none of these FBI guys probably work for the FBI anymore. They're all fucking destroyed.
I was gonna ask, did he make a human skin lamp? Well, that's more of like an arts and crafts thing. This guy's more fine art.
Yeah, well, he's more the resources guy. That's why I said Ed Gein would have been one of his clients. Is the guys who are making the skin lamps are the ones buying the pieces off of them, I think. But who the hell buys that furniture then? If a fucking like body goes for a couple $1,000, you can only make a couple lamps out of that. It's like the leather trade. Who for 6 years collected bodies from funeral homes. Yeah, so they just like got like overwhelmed with bodies because people were just dying so much. So they were like, what the fuck else can we do with these?
They all take them home. Well, they are
I'm
kind of nice. Hey, honey, I got some
the
art for the
only body
house.
parts that turn so they were illegally harvesting arms, and this guy theorizes they were trying to harvest the arms to sell them. For a while, a lot of colleges and stuff would buy the limbs for, you know, like medical classes and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he theorized basically that they didn't think of it up front, but evidently when they started harvesting these limbs, they were able to sell them early on, and then it started to get like kind of sketchy to sell them. And he thinks that the families also started to realize that they weren't getting like a lot of ashes back, like realizing they
Oh,
weren't
yeah.
burning a full body because all
Yeah.
that's left in ashes is evidently the bones, like the tissue and everything mostly burns up to nothing.
Yeah.
Which I
And
didn't.
isn't it like 10 pounds or something like that it burns down to?
Yeah, it's something crazy, but that's what he was saying. Was he was like, there's been people in the past who were caught doing that, basically cobbling bodies together to burn them, and that it would make sense that he was doing it, and they had been harvesting a bunch of limbs, and then they would get a surge of bodies or whatever, and due to mismanagement and poor identification, they would just start having to like cobble shit together and burn it. Kayla, the
Razmas
smell.
Razmas asks, but the most important thing is Steven CG. Yes, he is, but it's corpse grinding, not Comicsgate.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, I'm definitely CG. Corpse grinding. I love
Dick
it.
sewing.
Yeah. Corpse girth. Yeah. That was always a really fun one. Just absolutely gross. More inspiration. I don't even remember what I was talking about that got me onto this story in the first place now. Uh but yeah, we're off
Your
to a
weekend.
great start. Yeah, it's been a long weekend.
Ginge Gingerton says grave robbers selling to doctors and colleges had happened for hundreds of years. Also, H. Holmes, interesting human behavior. Yeah,
Yeah,
H. Holmes is like the craziest story. It's like a if you when you hear it, you think it's just like a made up like movie kind of story.
that's also one of those like wacky madcap, like this could have only happened in this time with this fucking wacky white dude, like.
But there's
And
also that story of the guy who remember he built like an apartment in his basement that was like a prison for this girl he abducted.
oh
So I mean,
yeah,
there's always like crazy shit that still
that
happens
was, I
today.
mean, that I was gonna say that's happened a lot. That a lot of those cases were like part of the inspiration for that, what was it, Don't Breathe movie.
Yeah, yeah.
uh that's actually more common. I think there's one in like Ohio like a couple years back where a guy had like a couple of girls or something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's like weirdly common. That's what I mean. Like anything you've heard of isn't really that fucking outlandish anymore. There was just a guy a
No.
couple years ago who had like murdered a woman's like boyfriend or husband, and then took the woman and was keeping her in like a locked like storage container on his property.
Mm-hmm.
And the police actually released the body cam footage of them saving her from the storage container, and he just had her like chained up in there for weeks, like raping her,
Yeah, I know what you're
threatening to
talking about. There was
murder
a
her.
couple. It was
Yeah,
a guy and his girlfriend that were doing it.
yeah. Oh well, the guy killed his the woman they were raping's husband. I thought that's what you meant for a second.
No, no, yeah, the killer. If I don't think it's the same one you are, there was one where a guy and his girlfriend had kidnapped this woman and had her in like a shed or storage unit or something, and they were like raping her and abusing her and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
What's up, Peter?
What up?
And then Kayla going to the grossest thing of all: women cutting babies out of women's stomachs, raising the babies. Ugh.
You say a chick?
Yeah, women
Yeah,
cutting babies out of other
Todd
women's stomachs.
Colehep. Yeah, that's like a really common thing. I think that's kind of like like mental illness.
Mitch says we had a guy around here who kidnapped girls, killed them, and kept them in a homemade underground bunker. Yeah, it seems to be commonplace. Maybe I should do one of those.
Dudes rock, man. It's horrible.
Man,
yeah,
U.S. one of them bunkers.
U.S. serial killer who kept women chained in container confessed to murdering 7, but now he says there are more. Beth's mom was actually telling me the other day, so like I do all this weird fucking research for the writing and stuff. A lot of it amounts to nothing, but like probably like 8 years back, I was doing research on serial killers and stuff and started like really compiling shit. And it's continued since then. And early on, a lot of my research led to Boston and a bunch of these mysterious drownings and deaths. And I said, I want to say it was like 4 or 5 years ago now, was talking to Beth's mom about it. And I was like, yeah, I think there's a serial killer in Boston, but it seems like Boston PD does not give a shit. Like all the articles are like some fucking idiot drowned again. A lot of them were gay dudes, which, you know, shows a pattern. And then I think it was like 2-3 weeks ago now, I was over at their place working, and Beth's mom showed me an article that Boston PD thinks they might have a serial killer on their hands.
Damn.
Yeah. It was like just an offhand like comment from like a police chief or something like that, but they were like, yeah, we're looking into the possibility now. It was like after 8 fucking years and like 300 people drowning. Like,
did you see the Night Stalker documentary on Netflix?
I saw it on there. I haven't watched it yet.
It's really good, but I don't know how I never knew that he was captured basically by the people of the neighborhood he was in.
Because he was like a bitch
running from the cops, and the whole neighborhood knew, you know, because it was like a national story at that point. Like it was all over the news that he was running from the cops.
Yeah.
And the whole neighborhood of like Hispanic people, and it was like pretty much like a Hispanic community. They like surrounded him, and this one dude was like fucking him up, and the police showed up and like basically saved his life because they were gonna fuck the shit out of him.
Hell yeah, mob justice.
But I never knew that. Like, how is that not like commonplace and like told it? Like, I feel like that was like a hidden secret or something.
Because
like, how is that lost in time?
That's not like the cool, like weird mentality that we have. Our media at least has as a whole for like serial killers. Mm-hmm. It's really strange. Like I guess fascinated is the easiest way to describe it, but I don't know if that describes it the way I want it to. It sounds kind of gross. But especially being someone who has like you know, I've literally had a doctor tell me I have like spots in my brain that are blacked out, like how a serial killer would. Nice. And been like, oh, that's lovely, dude. Thank you, like, for being a doctor and telling me shit like that.
You just look up and give him a creepy smile.
Yeah. And you'll be my lampshade. Because I hope you make a better lamp than you do a doctor.
You're quite bright, Doc. You make a good lamp.
But it's like it's a fascinating thing to me, I guess, just that like we can go to those depths and that it draws in other people so much. We also have like sick women who are like fucking in love with these dudes and will marry them and all this crazy shit.
Well, that was the other thing with the Night Stalker. his court hearings were always full of young women who were just obsessed with him.
You can say it. Whores.
And he was a fugly dude too. Like he was all
Yeah,
fucked
no,
up
that guy
looking.
looked like he had fetal alcohol syndrome.
He probably did.
I mean, not that that's like a bad thing or anything you can fucking control, but like, way to just fucking really live up to your goblin ass look.
Yeah, like everybody. I mean, it seems like he was one of those dudes too that like, you know, sometimes you hear them tell a story like, "Oh, he was such a nice guy," but with him, it's like everybody was like, "Oh, that dude's fucked up."
Yeah, no, you see him, you're like, that guy fucks kids or something. Like,
Yeah,
that is
and I also didn't realize how
no good.
prolific he was either. Like he had a ton of not like murders and close calls where he had like shot people or stabbed them, but they survived. Like I
Just
never
like
thought
an
of him as being like,
absolute douche.
yeah, like I didn't really
You
think that he
fucking
was
shot me.
as big a deal as like others because you always hear like, of course, Charles Manson or BTK or whatever, but the Night Stalker, like he fucked up all kinds of shit for a long time in California. And they also believe that he had a whole bunch of extra murders that they never convicted him of because there were similar things across the state. Like I think Sacramento and San Francisco also had incidents that were eerily similar.
That's like every fucking serial killer, and then they're all such like goofy assholes that they're like, I'll never tell, like,
Yeah.
or I'll tell too much. And then
Peter
fucking
Angstrom says, "My hometown just had its first murder in 30 years, just 2 weeks ago. The suspect was the grade below me in high school." Damn.
rad. What an asshole.
And Colin says, "I heard the guy with the bunker is writing a book. The publisher thinks it will be a bestseller."
Ah ha ha. Ah ah.
Hey.
In the basement with a ropist. Yeah, man.
Colin, we're getting along like a house on fire.
Yeah, this Todd Colehep dude too. Evidently, when the cops asked him, they were like, "Are there more than 7?" Because they found like 7 bodies on his property, and he was like, "Yeah." Which is also like a ploy for a lot of serial killers now because they know the FBI like has to investigate all that shit. So they're like, "Oh, I can just lie to them and tell them there's more, and now they have to hang out with me in prison."
Rex Doom says, "I feel like if Ted Bundy were still alive, we'd be pen pals."
Oh, didn't we joke about that on an early episode about getting
We
some
talked about him
serial
a while
killer
back.
art and like
Yeah,
reaching out to some of them?
because we found that website.
Yeah, because we were like, the logical next step is to just skip getting art from a broker and just pen pal straight with a serial killer and get some art. And then I was like, oh wait, we have to give a serial killer our contact information for that.
Ginge says Todd also wasted like 4 people in a motorcycle shot. What is this? I'm trying to go back here and see what.
Yeah, like walked in and shot a bunch of people. I think.
Who was this though?
I think that's the same dude that fucking.
Oh, Todd Cohelp is the guy Spencer's talking about. He got in an argument with them and came back and killed them, says Ginge.
Yeah, that's like eerily reminiscent of that. What was it? I think Roy something. Oh god, I'm not gonna be able to think of it now. It's this famous story of a whole town that banded together and fucking gunned this dude down who was like an excellent piece of shit. I want to say it's like Montana or something. It's like Midwest. I think Count Dankula actually recently did a video on it. But it's it's like a
Mad Lads or whatever he calls it.
A real famous story. I think it was one of those. It might not have been recently. I don't know. I'm a fucking idiot. But yeah, this dude was like a real piece of shit, and his daughters were like stealing candy from a convenience store one time, and the convenience store owner was like, "Hey, you got to put that shit back." And he found out the guy like stopped his daughters from stealing, and he went in and just shot the guy in the face. And and like commonly did this, robbed people, and this was like his hometown where he lived, and he would just like do this in broad daylight all the time, like steal people's cattle and shit. And like the whole town was just like terrified of this guy because he would shoot people and get away with it. Like no one would want to go to court against him or anything.
Mitch has been mothering people in Alaska for years.
I think someone Skidmore, Missouri. Sorry, Ken, and it's Rex, not Roy. Ken Rex McElroy. That's where I was getting Roy from.
Ken McElroy, says Mitch.
No, so he, huge piece of shit, arson, statutory rape, all this shit. He was married to like a 14-year-old girl, some crazy shit like that. McElroy shot Bowenkamp in the face and neck. Bowenkamp survived the shooting. McElroy was arrested and charged with attempted murder, was convicted at trial of assault, but freed on bail pending his appeal immediately after being released at the post-trial hearing. He went to D&G Tavern. Yeah, so he went to a local bar with an M1 Garand and a bayonet attached, made graphic threats about what he would do to Bo. This led to several patrons deciding to see what they could legally do to prevent McElroy from harming anyone else. The county sheriff suggested they form a neighborhood watch, which they all basically laughed at. McElroy's appeal hearing was again delayed on the morning of July 10th, 1981. Townspeople met at the Legion Hall in the center of town with Sheriff Estes to discuss how to protect themselves. During the meeting, McElroy arrived at the D&G Tavern with Trina, his wife. He sat drinking at the bar. As he sat drinking at the bar, word got back to the men at the Legion Hall that he was in town. Sheriff Estes instructed the assembled group not to get into a direct confrontation with McElroy, but instead seriously consider forming a neighborhood watch program again. Estes then drove out of town in his police cruiser. So just the cop is a piece of shit. It's amazing. He's like, no, like do a neighborhood watch, but also I'm getting the fuck out of here because I know exactly what's about to happen. The citizens decided to go to the tavern in mass. The bar soon filled completely. After McElroy finished his drinks, he purchased a 6-pack of beer, left the bar, and entered his pickup truck. Someone shot McElroy while he was sitting in his truck. He was shot at several times and hit twice, once by a center fire rifle and one by a .22 rimfire rifle. In all, there were 46 potential witnesses to the shooting, including Trina McElroy, his wife, who was in the truck right next to him when her husband was shot dead. No one called for an ambulance. Only Trina claimed to identify a gunman. Every other witness either was unable to name an assailant or claimed not to have seen who fired the fatal shots. The DA declined to press charges. An extensive federal investigation did not lead to any charges either. One local resident told investigators when they asked that what happened, he replied he needed killing.
Damn.
McElroy was buried at Memorial Park Cemetery in St. Joseph, Missouri on July 10th, 1984. Trina McElroy filed a $5 million wrongful death lawsuit against the town of Skidmore. Sheriff Estes, Steve Peters, the mayor, and Del Clement, whom Trina accused of being the shooter, but who was never charged. The case was later settled out of court by all parties for the sum of $17,600, with no one admitting guilt for the stated reason of avoiding costly legal fees should the suit proceed. Trina remarried and moved to Lebanon, Missouri, where she died of cancer on her 51st birthday in 2012.
Fuck around and found out.
Yeah, the case was the inspiration for No One Saw a Thing, a 2019 documentary series on Sundance. The case was the inspiration for the hunting accident in the second episode of Renegade in 1992. Renegade comes up a lot. Drunk History did an episode on it. That's that fucking... Isn't that the... Oh, God, was it Lorenzo Lamas in that one?
Was that Lorenzo Lamas?
I think that's who I'm... Yeah, I think it's the Lorenzo Lamas one that it's come up a couple of times on here. I don't remember watching it. I just remember the guys in it. And I'm like, why do I remember this?
I just remember his buddy, who I couldn't figure out if he was like Native American or
or
Samoan.
Hawaiian, or yeah, like you're like, what is going on here? Like Polynesian,
Yeah.
what are you?
He Hispanic? I don't know.
And there's that video of it going around on I think we actually watched it on here. That video that was trending on Twitter that was like an uncut scene from the show that felt like it was like overly edited.
Yeah, we did watch that. You're right.
Yeah, it's like, is this how the show really is? And everybody was like, this show kicked ass. It's like, what?
Peter says, I own Renegade on DVD.
Yeah, that's who it was. That it's like, I still need to track it down and watch it, because I it's either one of those things where I just like saw ads for it as a kid and that's like burned in my brain. You remember that when you're a kid and you like see shit and you think it's like way more like important than it is?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
You're like, everybody's watching that.
Everybody watches Lorenzo Lamas.
Yeah.
He's the George
and you're
Clooney
like,
of our time.
I want to be fucking cool like that guy. I wish you would, like, as a society, we never
want to wear a leather vest with no shirt.
Outgrew that childish wonder of just like thinking everything's fucking cool. That's what I need to get back to.
Yeah, because everything's fucking lame now.
Yeah, that's the Keanu Reeves way, is to avoid all the conflict of stupid shit and just find the cool in everything.
My YouTube.
Find your inner Lorenzo Lamas leather daddy.
Have you seen how YouTube is doing those like TikTok video things now, where you can watch like 5-second or 10-second clips, and it's just a random stream of. I mean, it's just random shit. It has nothing to do with what you like or what you follow. It's just like Bella Porch videos and
it's like dudes icing nipples.
Yeah, I mean, literally, it's just like the most random shit. It's like some random Indian dude who's making like food on the street, and then it'll go to a Bella Porch video, and then like some dork doing.
Yes, I am Shampoo Deep, and we are here making chicken tandoori.
I'm just like, why is this in my feed? I don't know what the fuck it is.
That's excellent.
I tried to avoid TikTok. I deleted TikTok. Why am I getting it on YouTube now?
Yeah, right. TikTok is also like the worst fucking app in the world. My Beth tries to send me shit from that all the time, and I click on it, and it's like, do you want to install TikTok? Do you want to install TikTok? Install TikTok now. I'm like, why do you have pop-ups for your fucking... Like, why can't this just operate like a website where I can look at it like a normal fucking human?
It's all in Cantonese.
Yeah, it's like, why? Now. It sounds so bad, but I'm like, why is this app so Chinese? Like, they have like a distinct like design flair to everything they do.
Yeah.
And it's like too much information on screen at once for me.
Oh, you ever seen a Japanese website?
Oh yeah, dude, that's what I mean. I'm like, I'm not the cyberpunk guy I thought I was. So it's like, God damn it, this makes me want to put my fist through the fucking screen right now. Like, I want to just shotgun blast my keyboard. I don't know how you do any of that. And then you got like a Japanese newspaper feels like some sort of fucking like sick joke. Like,
yeah, that's why they have a high suicide rate. They just can't stand living there. Like, it looks so cool, but then you gotta live in it. It's never lives up to the promise.
Yeah, because Japanese literacy is fucking maddening. It's like, you know how fucking hard it is to learn this? Even as a baby?
You're a kid, you want to eat cake and candy every day, but if you actually did that, you would want to kill yourself?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't do that. Who eats cake and candy every day?
I mean, you gotta throw in some brownies. I mean, come on, mix it up.
I'm like 800 pounds. This is why I haven't been on camera, guys.
Wait, you're Orson Welles for real?
Yeah, I've been Orsoning out really hard. That was brilliant. So, did I even mention that? I think that's what we were talking about originally when I somehow got onto Pedogate. The Death Curse Awards. Fucking Orson Welles Lifetime Achievement. Because I was joking about that with Beth. I was like, we need one that's like the fucking banger award. Like like the big one, and then you dropped that shit in DMs, and I almost like just peed down my leg silently. Like
You're welcome.
I didn't even know how to react. I was like, yeah, that's perfect. Beth was like looking at me all weird, like I was having a stroke.
It's the only thing it could be.
If Peter Kanji, yeah, a Kajit. If only Rusty were here to disprove all of the madness of Japanese, because he fucking
Oh yeah.
can like read and write that and English.
Oh, I was gonna say something too when we were talking about that dude that was like the town shithead. I don't know if you know like Axl Rose's life story, but apparently his life story was kind of similar, where like his dad was the town drunk piece of shit, troublemaker, and I think his dad eventually got shot or something like that.
That was that's where he got the his dad just used to do that all drunk around town. People were like, shut the fuck up.
He was having strokes from all the heroin he was doing. He's like, that sounds cool.
Listen, Steve Rose, we're sick of your fucking weird noises, all that gay bullshit you're doing with your fucking weird ankles and your gay knees. Like,
and why are your pants so tight? Stop wearing your son's pants.
Yeah, what the fuck are you wearing a bandana for? It's the middle of goddamn winter.
You don't wear a bandana around your thigh? What's it even doing? Nothing.
That microphone ain't even plugged into anything. What is wrong with you?
And Axl Rose, like after his dad died, I think he had a stepfather.
I just like inherently gay knees.
His stepfather was like a piece of shit to him and was like abusing him and stuff. And he went from being like a choir boy to being just like his dad and becoming
a
the
fire
asshole.
Boy.
And he got so bad he was constantly getting sent to jail and shit that the town essentially just told him like, look, you have to leave the town or we're gonna throw you in prison. Like we're not gonna play any more games. Like it's either you leave the town or you're going to prison.
Yeah, or we're gonna break your knees.
He's like, welcome back home. They're like, no.
Yeah, get out of here. Check out the jungle, all right? Maybe they'll welcome you. Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Paradise City.
When you hear the jungle. You hear that song too. Wasn't that like fucking like New York or something? It was just like a black crackhead on the other side of a fence.
No, it was L.A.
That's what it was.
Yeah, it's when he got off the bus to L.A. It
was a black black crackhead on the other side of a fence, and he's like, "Welcome to the jungle," which is like, if you the interview I saw of Axl Rose talking about that, he makes it sound like it was the most like menacing, scary shit ever. But when you really imagine that, it's like probably really hilarious. Like that's like a Tuesday afternoon in my town. Like this guy's like, yeah, LA's scary, man.
I was like, wow, wow, wow.
Cool. And I kicked the fence, and then I smoked crack with that guy.
And that guy told me, all you need is patience.
Yeah, he's like, some black crackhead said, welcome to the jungle, you're gonna die. And that black crackhead was Slash. I said, Slash, get out of the other side of that fence. What are you doing?
Slash is like, man, I didn't say that. I said, hi, I'm Slash. How's it going?
The fuck? He's still telling people that story?
Man, acts on his stories.
Holy shit. Oh, man. I love the idea of that. Slash greeting him in LA. Welcome to the jungle, dude. You're gonna die. Whoa, man. Scary. I'm putting that in the book. Let's go fuck Duff's girlfriend.
That would be though the biopic version of that story. Like, in the biopics it's always like some magical thing that, gave them the title of their next song.
That's what I need. That's what we need to do. We need to write the comedy biopic of Guns N' Roses. Holy shit. God damn it. What do we call it? What do we call it? Buns and hoses. Just make it incredibly gay. That's my go-to.
Comes on bandanas.
What was the new album? Chinese Democracy?
Yeah.
That's kind of ironic now. What does that even mean anymore? Will we ever
What
know?
does it ever mean?
Yeah, will we ever truly know what Chinese democracy is? Duff's girlfriend on a rotisserie with Axel and Izzy Stradlin. The good old days. Hey, dude, don't listen to Rocket Queen. Why? What did you guys do? Your girlfriend. Listen, we are on just heaps of heroin.
Do you think he like went to the girl and he's like, "You could be mine."
Right. But you're not a Terminator. I only fuck robots.
With your bitch slap rapping. He's like, "What did you say to me?"
Yeah. Wanna snort heroin off my penis before Duff gets home? And then I'll snort heroin off your penis? I'm a lady. Oh, all right, never mind. Guns and hoses.
I thought you were a bassist.
Yeah. Where's Slash?
Thank you, Mitch. I knew it was good.
And in Guns and Hoses, Slash is gender bent and his name is Gash.
Oh yeah, we gotta have more diverse casting for it.
That'd be hilarious. We got Leslie Jones to play Slash.
Oh, that'd be fucking amazing.
He's just yelling the whole time.
Yeah.
We get the least chill person to play the most chill person in the band.
Man,
I would get
Axel, you crazy.
Duff's the long blonde hair, right? My brain always mixes them up. Duff was drums, right?
No, Duff was bass.
I thought Duff. Who the fuck's the drummer?
I don't know who the fuck the drummer was.
Because Izzy's
all the time.
Izzy's the second guitarist.
Yeah. And he was also the like co-songwriter.
Who the fuck is the drummer? They had a standard drummer for the most part, from what I remember. I used to love Guns N' Roses.
They had a shit ton of band members.
Okay, Duff's the estranged bassist. He is the one that they fucked his girl. Steven Adler, that's it. Jesus, why the fuck could the guy with the most normal name?
He's wearing khakis.
Yeah, it's during Appetite for Destruction and all that. That's what I'm familiar with. I remember another funny one that's we should have all known Axl Rose was going to become who he became long ago when they did those interviews, and he was bragging about writing Appetite for Destruction on pizza boxes while being butt naked, strung out on heroin, in an apartment with the rest of the dudes. It's oh yeah, this isn't gonna amount to anything good in the long run. And he's basically another Orson Welles. What was it? Him and Mickey Rourke looking like two old lesbians. It looked like the part of the Red Hat Purple Dress Club or whatever it is.
The Red Hats, yeah.
That old lady cult.
What is my boy in my hat?
Yeah. Oh my god, that's so cool. We get together, we wear matching dresses and hats, and we eat babies.
And then the Avon lady comes.
Yeah. And then the Ashley Madison lady. Yeah, stop. Oh my god. Yeah, Guns N' Roses, man. I feel like that would actually be a funny movie, because they made that really, what was it, a Netflix movie that really androgynous hipster Motley Crue movie that had Machine Gun Kelly in it.
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh
don't know
yeah,
if
yeah.
you watched
The
that
Dirt.
one.
I still haven't watched
That's
it.
what it was. I could not remember the name of it. Of course, it's who knew Motley Crue was like a bunch of get her done dudes. Like uh, the follow up to the Dirt, Muddin. Uh,
The third film, The Dip.
that's when all the rain comes to wash the heroin away. Was it them that released like a country? Oh no, I think that was Van Halen. Released like a country album like a couple years back.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was Van Halen. No,
Fucking Eddie lost his shit.
let's see. We can figure this out. I was gonna say that. I mean, that kind of makes sense if they are like.
All his solos are on a steel guitar now, though. Wow, wow.
Pretty sure. I remember hearing it and being like, "What the fuck?" Like in the club.
Yeah, Rex Doom, you have a good point. I don't know why people put them in the same group as Motley Crue and Poison and other bitch bands. Yeah, Guns N' Roses was always better than. Like, I never considered them hair metal, even though they had a similar style. They always had a
No,
more
Guns N'
like
Roses.
edgier style.
It's funny too because everybody remembers Guns N' Roses for being way more sustained than they were, and they were like a blip on the radar. And I love them,
Yeah.
but it was like,
Well, and they were a super group too, which I didn't know because they were like L.A. Guns and I'm talking about
well, I
back in the day. I
mean,
didn't know that it was
like
L.A. Guns and Axl Rose's band
a
combined.
super group of like the most like unknown dudes. What the fuck? Why can't I find like just their disc?
Rex Doom says David Lee Roth put out a bluegrass album.
I thought this one was like credited as a Van Halen album though, but I could be wrong. Obviously,
Garth Brooks joined the band. It's Van Garth.
Ain't No Love in the City. It wasn't that long ago, and I remember hearing about it and being like, "What the fuck?"
Colin Swinburne says, I don't like Guns N' Roses. Maybe he just means the individual items of Guns and Roses. Peter Engstrom says, I never saw The Dirt, but I remember years ago when the first attempt was made to turn it into a movie, Christopher Walken was in talks to play Ozzy, and I can't imagine a worse casting choice. I'm not even gonna attempt to do a Christopher Walken impersonation. That's one of those things I have to like listen to, and if I hear it a lot, then I can maybe like attempt it, but going cold, fuck that.
Axl Rose?
No, Christopher Walken
Oh, Walken
as
is.
Ozzy.
Oh, fucking good luck. Sharon. Walken. I think I've only done successfully a couple of times, and I think the best I ever did it, we were really drunk at a nightclub in Orlando, actually. The first time I ever went to Florida with Beth. They brought me to this nightclub and got me like really drunk because they were trying to get me to dance because I used to go out with some of my hood friends and go clubbing back in a past life. Get real crazy with people named like Day Day and shit.
Bebe's kid. Were you hanging out with Bebe's kid?
Yeah, I'm not even kidding. That's the weird thing. But yeah, they were trying to coax it out of me and get me to dance that night, and they got me really drunk. And then we were in this one room in the nightclub where I think someone like accidentally changed the channel. It was like E Hollywood or whatever the fuck. And they were doing something on like little known stories about the production of Star Wars, and one of them was how Christopher Walken was originally supposed to play fucking Han Solo.
Oh shit.
And that's what triggered it for me, and then I just couldn't stop fucking talking like Christopher Walken all night. And I think the thing I said was like damn all of these stormtroopers, and like it just like clicked. But that's like any impression for me. There's always some sort of like one little phrase that'll click for me, and then I can get it. But that's like shit I got to start doing off stream and like for the premium episodes.
I think I gotta try it.
And the Lambert man, I just doubted myself, and then I went and watched some of Mortal Kombat clips again, and I was like, no, I was nailing it.
I'm going for it. I'm going for it. What is this that stands before me? A figure in black that points at me. Is that okay? Is that something? I'll keep working on it. I'll practice
Not
more.
Terrible, but I think also your mic was cutting out a little bit.
Wow.
That's the whole thing. Is there's a weird twang and inflection. It's all over the place.
It's beef robe.
We should try and get him on the host for the award show.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking
boys and
awesome.
Girls.
Yeah, or we'll just hire some voice actor to be Christopher Walken for a whole night. Gay Walken, let me see your penis. Come on, Christopher. Well, all right. I can't switch to him. I guess I'll show you my penis.
That's a pretty good impersonation.
But then I must kiss the Kurgan. It's like it's Highlander Day.
That's the
kiss the Kurgan. Yeah, right. Kissing the Kurgan may lead to death. This uncomfortable hunk of metal in my ass. Lovely. If you get the chance, check out the Walken impression from Jay Costa from the band I will be on. It's the greatest Walken impression on earth. What was that? Was it a Fatboy Slim video that he did?
Yeah.
Where he's just like fucking running around breaking shit and like
trained dancer.
Yeah, he did a bunch of stuff. He's a really interesting dude.
Mm-hmm.
And all I've ever read is like he's genuinely like you get time to talk with him, and he's like actually an engaging human being. Like he's not like a piece of shit. Like you could actually have a conversation with him. Like what it would be to like hang out with like Walken.
Weapon of Choice is the song, says Colin.
Oh, I found out one of the like weird like silver linings, I guess, to my fucking the funeral I went to last week. Jesus Christ, I'm like choking to death. My dad evidently lives in the fucking same town as Bill Murray. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck, dude? You're just mentioning this now? He's like, yeah, you gotta come visit. We go out like every couple of weeks. And he's like, I guess like statistically there's like a good chance of you running into him. It's like, that would be so fucking weird to run into Bill Murray the one time I go down. I'd be like, all right, Dad, see you later. Like,
I've heard he's a dick, but in a good way.
Yeah, that's the whole like allure of it, is I guess he's sort of like it's like a coin flip what character he's playing when he shows up.
Mm-hmm.
He can be like a really good time, or he's not like Tom Hanks where he's just like inherently, I guess, wholesome, nice guy. Tom Hanks is another one of those actors that just like shows up places randomly.
I mean, remember the Illuminati that was in the Pizzagate?
Yeah, right.
Right.
That's all that adrenochrome, right? That's it. I gotta do more research. We're fucking this stream will be gone tomorrow. YouTube will
it's
be
just
like
jokes. It's all jokes.
Yeah, everything is funny.
I love Saving Private Ryan.
Till you find a fucking Arizona organ farm.
Until you find out that the captain was molesting Upham, and that's why he was a coward.
Yeah, till you find out the doctor sewed your dick to your back.
What if the captain was molesting his whole crew? Capazzo.
Tom Hanks is in Greece for a reason. Yeah, he's probably buying up like half of the fucking real estate.
Captain, get your finger out of there.
Oh, we didn't even think about that, dude, when we were looking at Italian real estate the other day, which I still need to talk to Beth's parents more about that, because I feel like one of my boss's clients has to have some sort of connection with that. That's sort of always the case. There's some sort of 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon going on with that industry where we can be like, hey, we're looking into this. Like, I remember a while ago, I saw like an article about people buying old, like JFK Soviet era fucking missile silos and turning them into apartments.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
I was like, whoa, those are rad. And then like found out like one of our clients owns one. I was like, God damn it, dude. Like,
years ago,
rich people rock.
When I was still living in Virginia, there's this museum in one of the areas we lived in, and it was just like a museum of the town. And it turns out like the town had this whole section that was devoted to missiles, because right after World War II, before we had the ICBMs and shit, there were just missile silos all over the country. Yep. And because there was a constant fear of the Soviets.
We lived in a small town that's like nowhere near water or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think there was really a military base nearby anywhere. The closest one I could think of was like Groton Sub Base, but we had, I think they were like installed in like the 60s and decommissioned in like the mid 80s, but we had like anti-air like missile defense systems all throughout our town, and they still had like all the caging and everything in our town. Like that's where like everybody went to like smoke pot when we were teenagers. It's called the filter beds, and we'd go down there. No joke, the place was called Dexter's Laboratories, just like the show. They've since rebranded to something else, but they dumped like insane amounts of chemical waste in like the 40s and 50s. They dumped it all in fucking what's it called? The like ground and water in the town I grew up in, and contaminated like the back half of the town's like water for like 100 years.
Everybody's got really shiny teeth though.
Yeah, well, the company still to this day has to pay for like the water to be shipped into these people in this town. But the filter beds, like all the water is like irradiated and you're not supposed to go into it. And like the cops used to not really go down near there. So we would just all go down there and smoke pot there in like our little like Chernobyl.
You're all just glowing.
Yeah. It's like, yo, guys, the pot fucking glows in the dark down here. Like, so do we. Yeah, that's the good old days of being a teenager. Yeah, the Nike missile sites. I mean, Mitch, you're in Pennsylvania, don't you? Like, if I were you, dude, have you gone to the fucking that like Silent Hill town that like exploded underground? Of course, I'm gonna forget the name immediately. It's in Pennsylvania, though.
One of my biggest problems with that movie, the very first Silent Hill, it's supposed to take place in West Virginia, and not a single fucking person in that movie had a West Virginia accent. Not even a country accent.
Do you have a West Virginia accent?
I'm not from West Virginia, but my family is, my dad's side, and they have a strong accent.
I don't even think I know what that is.
Whenever I see them, well, I haven't like seen them in years, but whenever I talk to them, they'd be like, Jeffrey, you like that NASCAR?
Holy fuck, dude. Oh my god. We need to get together with your family.
Strong, man.
Oh my god. Yeah, do they share teeth?
Mountains.
Are they like that hardcore?
No, it's just the area. It's just very country, like they're isolated.
But
But
they're not like fucking like indigenous people isolated. Like,
I mean, my family's probably been there for like 100 years or something
oh
crazy.
Jesus Christ, you're not making a good argument here.
Hey, it is what it is. My
So
family's been in America since the 1600s.
Jeff is one generation removed from Deliverance, evidently.
Hey, they had it coming.
Yeah,
That boy
everyone.
was a sexy pig-looking man.
Yeah, right. Don't be glistening so hot in the summer sun. All right.
Did you hear him squeal? Tell me you couldn't
Yeah.
resist that.
Don't get in the squeal zone if you
You
don't want
tell
to
me
squeal
you're
like
not
a
gonna
piggy.
fuck a young Ned Beatty. Oh, come on, tell me the truth. Ned Beatty or Jennifer Lawrence?
A beautiful, well-fed young man out on the river. Just a couple of friends.
Got them soft city hands.
Yeah. A kissable neck.
Got that little pink belly.
Yeah. Just fuck him right there on the side of the river.
Yeah, come on, we can get
it. That movie rocked.
You know what
I
I like
remember
even better
watching
than Deliverance, though? Is Southern Comfort.
Oh, see, that's one I haven't watched in like ages. I think that's on my list to rewatch.
You got to, dude. You would love it.
I have to put a list together because I got invited. I mean, if they'll still have me now, it kind of got derailed with the funeral shit. But if they'll still have me on, I got invited on the Headshot LLC dudes show movies that they do over on Twitch and their Patreon. And they asked me to like put a list of suggested movies together, so I'm putting together a really fucking dumb list right now because I want to just dive into something ridiculous. It was like, I'm kind of an idiot, just a heads up, guys, and the shit I'm into is especially dumb. like I was like, I like good movies, but I'd rather we get weird with it. Like the most serious movie I think I had originally brought up, I think they're just doing on their own, was Darabont's Blob, which we've talked about a couple of times now on here, and I finally just like, fuck it, I'm getting it. Kino Subway, what's up? How do we get ghouls from Fallout in real life? That's how we get ghouls from Fallout in real life. Yeah, smoking weed down at the filter beds. The Deliverance novel audiobook by Will Patton is great. Way more Ned Beatty rape in that one. They really get into how toothless the Banjo Kid is.
How uncomfortable they feel when they look at him.
Did we mention I haven't started listening to a lot of it yet. I've listened to like the first 2 episodes now. The Old Gods of Appalachia. That just popped up randomly to me one day. I can't even remember where I saw it exactly. But it's a weird like narrative podcast that's sort of like Lovecraftian Appalachia country based horror stories, and it's like a bunch of different writers involved. Figured I'd throw that out there real quick.
Now, I know that...
Well, this reminded me of that because some of the dudes might enjoy that.
They say Appalachian in the mountains, but I go back and forth because I'm not, from there. So I say
see that, Mitch?
Appalachian.
Mitch listened since episode 1. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, Kino Subway, are you from West Virginia? He said, don't talk smack about West Virginia. We're a strong, noble people.
Oh, no, I'm not talking smack. I think it's fucking excellent.
It's fun.
I was just like Jeff talks about it with like a positive inflection and everything, but the things he says sound so inherently when I'm like, oh, are they really backwoods? And he's basically like, I wouldn't say they're not. Like, it's like being all like cute and coy about it. I'm like, okay, like is your dad like skinning animals and living in a house with no power or not? Like,
no, my dad wanted to get out of there because of that. Like, my dad's family was like super poor because my grandfather was a coal miner since he was 10.
Yeah, I remembered you saying that.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, they have to be like in a somewhat like kind of developed area.
Like, they weren't. They, like my aunts and stuff and my cousins, they all like lived like regular lives. They were able to, get out of that shit. But my grandparents, they lived in like a trailer home, and my uncle who lived with them was just always going in the mountains hunting squirrels and shit. He was kind of like the fuck up of the family, I guess. And my dad was just like, when he got 18, he was like, I'm the fuck out of here. I'm joining the army. I'm moving away. I don't want to work in the mines.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's cool. So your dad like is familiar with the internet and stuff. He's not like some crazy mountain man.
Well, no, I mean, like, he's dead. He's been dead for like 20 years, so he's probably not as familiar now.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
It's all good, dude.
I've been drinking. My brain omitted that information. My bad.
I mean, maybe he's familiar up in heaven. I don't know.
Surfing the. That sounds like a bad 90s movie. My dad contacted me from heaven through AIM. Oh my god.
What if that was the thing? Like, my dad could only contact me through, like, he died in 2000, so he could only contact me through, like, Tamagotchis and stuff like that, like technology from 2000.
Through Tamagotchis. My dad just shit himself again. I have to go clean it up.
Oh, that means he loves me.
Oh my god. Oh. Oh. I'm glad we can laugh about it.
I gotta find like those old you remember like the MP3s when they were on those tiny little cassettes? I have to find like those, and there's like little hidden messages in there.
Yeah, right. I was waiting for you to be like, but yes, before he passed, he lived in the woods and did nothing, cursed robots. But no, that skipped a generation. It was your grandfather and what was it? Your uncle who you said was like a crazy mountain man?
Yeah, my uncle was just like a guy who didn't want to work, so he lived with my grandparents in their trailer home until he was like in his 60s, and then he died. But he would just go and hunt. He would either go to Biscuit World, or like if Waffle House. Like I love Waffle House, but like Biscuit World is like the step down from Waffle House, and that should give you an idea, of what it was like.
I mean, a place called Biscuit World, you don't even need to sell me on though, because I'm such a fat idiot. I'm like, yeah, that's a place I need to visit at least once.
Oh yeah, Keno Subway says I am West Virginian.
Yeah, Biscuit World.
Yeah,
that's like so there's White Castle, but then there was a knockoff one that was in like a couple places called White Hut.
That sounds like a clan meetup.
Oh, dude, it was just very clearly a White Castle knockoff. They just like sawed like the like castle battlement bricks off the top of it. And they just did like the exact same menu. Yeah, Biscuit World at least once a day, exactly. It's bad. I'm that simple though. That's what I mean. Like if money just like wasn't an issue and I didn't need to be like near civilization, I would probably live like that. White Fortress.
Like, dude, West Virginia is awesome. Like, if you, I mean, there's not like any jobs. That's the whole problem. But like when you go there, it's gorgeous. Like there's so much cool outdoorsy stuff to do. The problem is there's not a lot of business.
Fort Wonderbread. Oh my god, White Fortress is White awesome.
Spencer's just there all the time.
We have to open
this isn't what I thought it was going to be.
That franchise. Holy shit. Yeah, White Hut still did the steamed burgers and everything. It was like nothing new. That shit was hilarious.
We don't have those down here. We have Crystals.
We had a really bootleg chicken place too. Oh god, what the fuck was that place called? Tasty Chick. It had a claw machine in it where the claw was a giant chicken head, and it would go down and it would grab
Satan's here.
It would grab eggs. Oh, fucking excellent. What's up, Satan?
What's up, Lucifer?
I'll be seeing you real soon.
What up, Beelzebub?
Yeah, it would have these. They had this claw machine that had a chicken head for a claw, and it would go down, and you would grab eggs, and the eggs would come up, and they would either have like candy in them or some bullshit toy or something, and then every once in a while they'd just have a piece of paper in them that would win like some crazy fucking like chicken meal. And my dad would just fucking bring me in there to play the claw machine game because he'd give me like $2 because it was like a quarter to play, and I would just pull out like a bunch of fucking eggs because I was some sort of like autist idiot savant with claw machines as a child.
That used to be the
And
thing. Like they used to always have the like hidden secret, toys in the eggs. You don't see that anymore.
dude, I'd be so fucking pissed when like my dad would only give me like 50 cents. I'd only win once, and I'd pull out an egg, and it was like a
You cheap
fucking.
son of a bitch.
Well, it's like it'd be like a fucking family meal, like $30 worth the chicken and shit. Because this place was just like a knockoff KFC basically, but it was like a mom and pop style place.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd pull out one of those eggs that was like it was basically like putting these people out of fucking business every time I came in. But my dad was like pumped because I was like, oh, the $40 I was about to spend on dinner, I don't have to spend now.
Fucking A.
Yeah, so I would win it. But then I'm a little kid and have no concept that I just basically paid for dinner, but also just won a piece of paper and not the fucking candy or toy I was trying for. Like,
You're
so
like
I'm
ready
like,
to rip it up, and your dad's like, "No."
yeah, I'm like, cool, I have a fucking hollow egg now and fucking chicken dinner that I thought my dad just paid for. I'm like, you win a free chicken dinner? I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean? Like an idiot. It's like, where the fuck's the candy?
I want a toy, and I want a boy toy.
Do you understand why I'm fat now? I may be the king of hell, but it's always dignified to arrive on time. I'll get there when I get there.
Jobu says, "Welcome year zero."
Oh my god, what was that? I don't know why that just made me think of that, but that movie with the app that would tell you when you would die.
Oh,
It's like,
shit.
would you download that? Yeah, why not? Fuck it. Who gives a shit? It's like it posits that whether you download it or not, you're dying at that point anyways. So why not get ahead of it?
Speaking of dying, I saw Soul on Disney Plus.
Speaking of dying, oh yeah, that one with all the ugly people, everybody was like yelling about, like children.
Dude, it was a great movie. It's very good.
Cool. Maybe I'll
I
check it out then. I just like
I was
everybody.
not wanting to like it. Like it didn't look like that good in the commercials.
Oh
I'm like,
yeah,
yeah,
the
this is
people
probably
look
gonna suck.
hideous, but that's like such a clickbaity thing to be like angry about right now.
Mhm.
Like the Gina Carano shit. I think that's all stupid. Like I think everybody knows by now. I fucking date a Jewish woman. We were both like, wow, this is retarded when this happened. And it's not anti-Semitic to say something like that. It's kind of dumb to say like something that she said. I get what she was trying to say.
Yeah, she just wasn't eloquent about it.
Yeah, and that's one of those things where like not even trying to be like sensitive SJW, you just like don't equate anything to the Holocaust. It's like it's to society, it's always going to be a false equivalency. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like just steer clear of that. That's the safest rule in the world. Like so I understand why a bunch of idiots fucking took it as a way to finally like completely fucking ruin her shit at Disney, but also now she doesn't have to fucking bend a knee to all of Disney's bullshit um and
Did you see
pretend to
that article
be.
that came out where they were like, Gina Carano's family has ties to businesses in Vegas, and it's like, what is that supposed to mean? Like, what
Yeah,
are you
she
insinuating? Like,
right, she did MMA for years, right, you fucking racist idiots.
well,
Every Italian's in the mob.
that's the other thing
Dago,
that's fucked up
Dagos,
too.
Dagos.
When you read those, when you read a lot of the articles about it, they don't even mention that she was an MMA fighter in a lot of these instances. It's like they're kind of trying to demean her, like she just kind of was gifted this thing. not mentioning that she had this accomplished MMA career. It's like there's just little things they write or they
Yeah,
omit
no.
that tell
Well,
you what the entire intent was.
well, all you are is your race and the things you say, Jeff. That's all you are in this world.
Damn it.
Yeah. Which is why I got that 23andMe, and I'm just staring at it, wondering, am I ever even going to send this in? Is it funny that the whole time I was like, my motivation for that thing is I could send this in and find out who in my family is some serial murder rapist guy, like, which would just, really spice things up in an otherwise boring year.
Take us full circle to the serial killer talk.
Yeah, and then I can get some art from them. Bingo. They downplay the stuff when they bring up her MMA career. Yeah, they bring up like, hey, remember she also got beat up? And it's like, yeah, that goes hand in hand with an MMA career. Like, have you ever been punched in the face professionally? By some of the fucking hardest hitting people in the sport.
Well, yeah, and she the only fight she lost was to Cyborg, who was roided out of her fucking gills.
Yeah, was literally so roided out she almost grew a penis. Like, not even joking, and destroyed her fucking. She looks like that's the one that looks like Vanderlei Silva, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she got all fucked up from it, and then had to like come out against the UFC. That's all I am. So I better become a killer hillbilly like in the Wrong Turn movies. Yeah, the Wrong Turn movies is just
There's
the
a new one of
less.
that now.
Yeah, it's a reboot coming out. I think
Didn't
like
it just
this
come
month
out?
actually.
I thought
Yeah,
it
you
just
might
came
be
out.
right. Let's check it out. Wrong Turn.
Yeah, West Virginia gets a bad rap. It's a nice place. It's just the economy that's fucked up. That's the problem.
Oh, I guess it came out in January. Saban Films.
Oh shit.
Fucking from the people that brought you Power Rangers.
Chaim Saban. He was great on the Toys That Made Us. He's on the Power Rangers episode. He's the reason we have it. And he was attached to a whole bunch of shit too.
All of the audience reviews, it's got a 2.9 out of 5.
Really?
So almost a 3. But a lot of the audience reviews are saying it was like really surprising and not what they expected it to be at all.
Mitch says he saw the screener and it's trash.
It's like, then what's surprising about it?
Mitch says straight SJW bullshit.
How?
Peter says Ryan isn't here, but steroidella.
How do you make backwoods cannibals? They're like, what?
They're not cannibals anymore, Mitch says.
What? Oh my god. We bought the name to something that people expect something from and got something else. Why does it show like a guy on
Produced by Ryan Johnson.
the cover wearing like a skin mask? It looked like
That's
a
just
cannibal.
fashion.
Yeah. I don't fucking know, dude.
They're just being COVID compliant.
Everybody reviewing horror movies online looks like a fucking nutcase too. It's insane. So they suffer from that. What do you guys call it? That SJW mouth or whatever, where it looks like they're blowing a ghost. Oh my god! oh my god, have you guys seen the new Star Wars?
I ain't afraid of no ghosts. I suck them off.
Yeah, I fucking blow them all.
Oh, give me that ectoplasm all over my face.
I almost started singing the wrong song for a second. I was like, definitely was just thinking of like the Pokemon theme song or something. I don't know what that was in my head. I was like, nope, that is not Ghostbusters. Who are you gonna blow?
But he wants the ghost to bust in him.
What's the ghost to bust in him? I ain't busting ghosts. I'm busting on ghosts. God damn it. Ernie, no!
Fankman. What if that was the thing? Like people think they have the whole setup where they have the blasters and everything, but then once they get in the room, they take all that shit off and they just rape the ghost. All this stuff doesn't work. This is just for show. We're gonna fuck the shit out of you if you don't leave.
The lasers are just to distract the bystanders. We're gonna fuck you sideways.
Egon developed Blue Chew before anybody else.
Hey, man. Fuck, what's fucking Aykroyd's character's name again?
Fuck.
Yeah,
Bankman, Winston, Egon.
Zeddemore?
No, that was Winston Zeddemore.
That's Winston Zeddemore. Yeah, I'm like trying to remember.
Is it Peter? Something?
Dude, this is bad.
Egon?
Stance. Jesus
Stance.
fuck.
Thank you, Peter.
Dude, I definitely have a brain tumor. I need something to bitch about.
Mitch says they're just isolationist mountain people. Ray Stance.
Oh, so do they make them like nuts right-wing idiots or something? And that's like the whole... Wouldn't it be funny? That's the whole thing. They're just like isolated right-wing crazy people and they don't eat people anymore. And they're just like chasing down these college kids because they're gay. Like, I love when they're that on the nose about shit like that. It's like, yeah, let's not leave anything up to the imagination for the viewer, guys. Let's
they
just
all wear
fucking
red hats.
yeah, just beat their head in so like a fucking 8-year-old could understand this trash.
They are mutants, but they all have orange skin.
Mitch, that's pretty much it. So they're just West Virginians. Oh, there's a gay couple too. Well, yeah, you have to. That's what I mean. It's like there's the gay couple. There's probably a brown guy. They did that in. So I told you about this earlier. I'm going to talk about it on the premium episode at length, I think, because it was just too fucking funny, and I don't even care about spoiling a movie that bad for you and Ryan, or the two people that support us on Patreon, Mitch and my buddy Tony, who I talked to Tony at length today, and he was all pumped. He's still out in California living through all of this shit, but he's the man. I saw that Shadow in the Clouds movie. If no one else has seen that yet, holy fucking shit.
Can you pull up screenshots for us to look at? And we don't have to watch the video because that'll get us flagged probably, but
dude,
I want to see some screenshots of this shit.
I have not laughed. So Beth and I saw the trailer, and other than the part, if you're familiar with the trailer, there's a part where Chloe Grace Moretz falls out of a plane hatch, and she falls like 50 feet down, where a fighter plane, I think it's a Japanese fighter plane, explodes underneath her, and the explosion blast sends her straight back up into the hatch that she fell out of. Okay, which makes physically no sense, because if you fall out of a hatch in one spot in a flying plane, the plane isn't hovering in place, it's still flying forwards. So she fell out of a hatch, and then when she blew back up, theoretically, even if it was like a split second, she would fly in and hit like the bottom of the tail of the plane. So just this whole thing is fucking ridiculous. And I know it's supposed to be like a cool shot, but it looks silly as fuck in the trailer. And then you see it in the movie and it's even more like jarring and ridiculous. Uh, the movie is one obnoxious like head stomp for the first uh like probably 30 minutes of the movie is she's like trapped in a hatch and it's just like camera on her while these dudes like essentially like berate her and like joke about essentially raping her, and it's like toxic masculinity is just so fucking ridiculous.
But let's mention who wrote it.
Well, here's the thing is there's a big turn at a point where they solidify. That's why I didn't want to really pull up pictures. I don't know what's going to be ruined here. She's traveling with a package the whole time, and it's confidential, and you're not supposed to know what the fuck's in the package. And then by the end, she literally almost looks like fucking Abby from Last of Us 2. I didn't realize like Chloe Grace Moretz actually like bulked up a little bit for the movie. And there's like a point where she rips a sleeve off of her shirt. And they're like trying to play up like the Ripley vibes, like she's this badass woman. But without ruining the movie for everyone, I'm going to do that on the Patreon. Everything they set up in the first half where she is kind of like strong badass, they completely go back on in the second half of the film and essentially solidify that she's like the worst person in the movie. And it's hilarious because it's one of those movies where it was done to be like fucking just like a huge political statement. And the idea is basically Gremlins. If you're familiar with the like World War II lore of Gremlins, they're like
Looney Tunes cartoons.
Yeah, it's the way they would explain downed planes and stuff. It was essentially someone else's fuck up was a gremlin.
Twilight Zone episode with Captain Kirk.
Yeah, they tear at pieces on your plane and you go down and you die. And in this movie, gremlins actually exist. But what this feels like is someone wrote a movie that was just a World War II film and then added a monster into it because of like studio producer notes. I would say the gremlin is almost like the C plot of the film. The forefront plot is very much this woman is very powerful. She doesn't take no shit from no man. But then you see her take tons of shit from all of these men and just get absolutely handled like a child. And then there's a big reveal where she's just solidified as an absolute monster of a human. And they really drive that home, but the whole time the tone is like, no, she's badass. And it does not land if you have like a formed sensical brain. It's fucking insane. And then it got to the end, roll credits, and it's written by fucking Max Landis.
Bum, bum, bum.
John Landis's son, who I think John Landis was actually involved in the Gremlin, because wasn't the Gremlin segment from the Twilight Zone movie? I didn't think that was from the show. Yeah, that's a John Landis movie. So he basically stole from his father, which is what I said to Beth.
He didn't direct that segment in the movie, though. He directed the one that where the people died in the crashed down on him.
But Landis had oversight on the whole movie. Like, I'm pretty sure it was his movie.
Okay, gotcha.
That was the whole thing, was it was just done like an anthology where he brought a bunch of people together to do it, but I'm pretty sure he was like the director and like
producer
executive producer on it. Yeah, because that's why he took the brunt of all of it too. Because there was another producer that like went down for some of the financial damages of that too, but what can you fucking do after that? You kind of need to just like pay and shut the fuck up.
Well, he like he really was deserving of getting way more shit for that because he basically like forced the crew back into the scene and they were
Oh
constantly
yeah,
warning him. Like, you know,
they were
he really should have
breaking
got jail
tons of
time.
rules. They did a test beforehand and almost killed just the pilot, and the pilot
Mm-hmm.
was like, "We shouldn't fucking do this." So they offered him way more money, and he
They
did it.
fucking
And then
cut the dude's head off and killed the kids. Like,
cut a dude's
horrible.
head off and cut two kids in half. Yeah, really insane. uh your boy Zach's review of this movie was really good.
Of
Well, you know
course.
what? That's because Zach's fucking that
Of
Zach's
course.
taste in movies is fucking batshit insane. That's hilarious. That is like I will say it's got the stupid like blockbuster factor, which is probably why he likes it. But I don't want to ruin it for you guys. Like this is like fucking gold for me on the Patreon. So like we're literally like now that things are back on track, we're talking about uh doing a fucking the first Patreon episode this weekend. Sorry, I just saw something. What, Vic Morrow died in a chopper accident?
That was the guy, the actor from Twilight Zone.
Oh yeah. I was like, what?
But you know, when you were describing the plot where the gremlin comes in, like that sounds like textbook Max Landis.
Dude, they it to the point where it gets to the end and they resolve like the main story that's going on, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, what we forgot about the gremlin." Like, what's up, Ara? Good to see you, dude. Uh, yeah, I've never heard of this movie. Sounds like usual crap that comes out. See, the sad thing is, I know my girlfriend's a big fan of Chloe Grace Moretz in
She's
general.
great.
Yeah, I like her a lot too. I don't think she's a bad actress. She's actually really good in this too. Like, there's, I don't want to spoil everything. There's a couple points where there's like character turns where there's legitimate development. You're like, oh, this is building really well. But then you get this reveal after like three other reveals, and it undoes like everything she built up in the first like third of the film, where it was like, oh, this is all working, this all makes sense. You sort of think she's like you're made to think she's an officer smuggling like confidential documents. I forget the fucking
So like all
the
those female United States military officers that
well
were
the,
in
that's
World
the
War
whole
II.
that's the whole thing. She's like a commissioned officer from this special unit that did actually have female officers, but I forget the unit, but I had like I had heard of it before, and they had nothing to do with shit like this. Uh they were like overseas on bases,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like they wouldn't be doing shit like this. And
Yeah.
that's why when you get the reveal later on, it's like, oh, it's obvious she wasn't an officer, and it sort of not justifies why a lot of the dudes were acting like assholes to her, but like it all of a sudden it's like it gives them a reason where it's like, oh yeah, they were suspicious from the start. That makes complete fucking sense. These are all military guys, and some random fucking chick shows up shouting orders, and they can't verify like who the fuck she is or anything. So there is this like weird bit of like realism that Landis thought about in the script, but it's like every time he starts to develop something and make sense of it, it's just like, oh, but I need to make her a strong woman really quick. uh so there's like this like 3 minute beat like pace where it's like, okay, 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 we got a little bit of action in, and now like remember she's badass. And there's a really bad scene where she's crawling on the bottom of a plane, and she's supposed to be like holding on to bullet holes in the underside of the plane so tightly that she's able to pull her knees up and press them against the plane, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like she like it looks like she's just sort of crawling on the wing of the plane with gravity on her side, but gravity
Right.
isn't on her side. She's technically hanging. uh
Okay.
but what they did is they literally just have her crawling on the wing of a plane. They green screened in the background, and she's just flexing to make it look like she's
on the wing of the plane.
Yeah, like pulling herself up from the underside of the wing of the plane, and then they have her like hitting with fans, so her hair is like blowing straight up as if it's falling down. But I'm like, even if she's hanging on the underside of a wing on a flying fucking plane, her hair wouldn't be flying straight down. It would be going back to one side, like, unless they're like flying straight up or straight down. I was like, God damn it, this movie, there's like so many weird things where it's like they went out of their way to make it look good and then fucked up like one weird thing. And I just
but also like so she's in like a B-52 bomber or something, right?
No, it's supposed to be like a cargo plane is how
But it's
they
still like a big plane, right?
Yeah, it's a big fucking plane.
So how would she even be able to hold the wing?
Here's
It
the
would be like way
gremlins.
longer than her.
They look like a fucking fruit bat.
Oh, that's the gremlin?
Yeah. The creature design is like well done. Like, I don't know what the fuck they had for a budget or whatever, but that thing is like, I'm not kidding when I say it's like the C or D plot of the movie. I don't want to ruin any more of it. And the trailer makes it seem like the whole movie is like a big like monster flick. That's why me and Beth were like, oh, cool. And like, I'm telling you, you watch it, it feels like someone wrote like a World War II script about like a badass woman, and it was just like this, here's this story of this like chick during World War II.
C-130 says Mitch.
And then fucking what's it called? It almost seems like a studio was like, hey Max, can you come in and punch up this old script we had sitting around? And he read through it and was like, oh, I can just put gremlins in this.
Hey, can you stop Me Tooing people for a minute, Max, and finish the script?
Yeah, hey, can you stop raping the 9 women who came out against you?
Hey, Max, can you just quit for 1 second and just finish that ending? Oh, no, you're going to keep raping? Okay.
Yeah, can you stop fucking demoralizing and objectifying women for a minute so we can write a movie about woman empowerment? That's the funniest fucking thing.
Can you tell your dad to stop killing innocent people for a movie?
Yeah, this ought to be good. The director who co-wrote it with Max Landis sets the record straight.
He's definitely a piece of shit. The end.
The director who shares a writing credit with Max Landis says she performed extensive rewrites on a script that was under 70 pages long. My fucking God, it was the reverse. This chick rewrote his fucking script. It was dreamed of making an action film for as long as she can remember. After putting herself in a position to finally direct one in the form of Shadow in the Cloud, she immediately encountered a dark cloud of her own. In June 2019, just as Shadow had entered production, original screenwriter Max Landis was accused of sexual and emotional abuse by 8 women. Landis has not directly addressed the claims reported to Daily Beast, since secondhand allegations of sexual misconduct had followed Landis on social media. It's funny, too, because he's one of those fucking rainbow-haired SJW douchebags already. He's literally like the fucking wolf in sheep's clothing that everybody talks about all the time, where it's like, watch out for those fucking male feminist dudes. Like,
I'm telling you.
Yeah, your buddy fucking, Hal, who fucking helps you fold your laundry and shit, is just waiting for the day you'll let him fold your panties. Like, all these creepy motherfuckers are just fucking keeping score.
I bet the script too was just like inane rambling, just the way he talks.
I guess he writes like pretty enticing scripts because he's sold a shitload of scripts. Like, I can't hate on a dude who does something successfully. So it's like, maybe it's just like I've become an old man or whatever, but there's some guys like Tarantino and Shane Black and stuff like that who can just write stuff that reads really well. Doesn't mean it's ever going to get turned into anything, but this seems,
I think he just has like interesting concepts that people like.
That's the whole thing.
Like his Superman pitch. Like when I first heard a Superman pitch, the first 5 minutes I'm like, holy shit, this is awesome. But then the more he talks, you're like, oh, this guy's an idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about, but he knows how to hook you with that initial like first
That's the
5
same thing
minutes.
with Chronicle. Like Chronicle's like, oh, there's a lot of cool ideas here, but it doesn't fully come together. Like,
It's still a good movie though, I think, overall. Just blow your
oh
mind.
my god, I was taking a sip of my drink. I just want so badly to like tell you guys how this movie ends because it's so fucking funny. Uh, one of the first reviews to come out for the movie was from Tiff, and I remember the log line: "A piece of garbage movie by a loathsome creator." Liang tells Hollywood Reporter, and when I first read this review, I was like, "Whoa, you don't know me. How am I loathsome?" And then I realized that the guy was not talking about me; he was talking about Max. He'd somehow
Duh.
erased me and decided that a writer who wrote an early draft of this project was the creator of the project. Yeah, he's the first person fucking credited, like when the credits roll, I'm pretty sure.
But he probably still has all kinds of control where he can get that shit, you know?
The original script I received, the writer of the script sometimes uses large point font. So by the time we removed some of the stylistic flourishes, which involved large writing, the script was something horrendous. It was under 70 pages long. It was a very short script.
It's
That's
like writing
hilarious.
college reports where you're doing like double spacing and shit.
I was just about to say, not even college. It's like fucking middle school. You're like, oh, I'm going to really fucking make this header pop, boy.
The Odyssey is quite an odyssey.
Oh, shit. What's up, Kevin? Do you want me to send you the link, dude? Or well, we should probably end it soon. It's fucking past 1.
Oh shit, yeah, probably.
We've been going almost 2 hours. Yeah, but we are definitely going to talk about this fucking cloud in the sky shit, because holy shit, it was like so unintentionally hilarious. And I remember the whole time I was like, there was parts where I was like, oh, I never thought about it, but I think this she'd actually be not bad if they did a Metroid movie ever. Because
I mean, she's a good actress.
that's what I mean is they're gonna cast someone like this too that's into this shit. But it was like this felt so forced, and then for the credits to roll and it to be like Max Landis wrote this, even for that chick to have rewritten it, dude, it was like Beth was laughing at it, and Beth's a chick, and she was just like, holy shit, like and that the director there is talking like she saved the fucking film, and dude, it is bad. I just thought it was the other way around. Like Max Landis was the punch up guy, but it makes more sense that, rape allegations came out and she had to punch it up. But
His fucking coke brain script.
yeah, I'm gonna like fucking put all the dialogue in like 18-point font. That way the script's like way long.
It's all written in wingdings.
That's how I'm learning all the secrets of screenplay writing. Booyah. Take it easy, Rex. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Yeah, busy drawn. I just wish Stuart Gordon was still alive. He is somewhere. On then to the next one.
That which is
Yeah,
eternal cannot die.
right. We're gonna be doing the first Patreon episode probably this coming weekend. That's recorded off the air. It'll be cut down and put up onto the Patreon. I know it's going to be me and Jeff and Ryan at the very least. I don't know if Kevin is going to want to come on with us or not, and if Kayla will have her headset in time. But it'll at least be a couple of us bullshitting and getting down on the first absolutely reckless little Patreon episode. But we'll have that up, and we'll be discussing figuring out the Death Curse Awards. Now that we got the 3D printer and everything, get that all in line. I was like, would it be too late? It was like, what? It's only almost 3 months into the new year to do the 2020 awards. I think that'd be funny as shit. But yeah, we'll figure it out. I think I might rewatch Virus tonight. It's been a while, and I have a hankering. That or Event Horizon. I just rewatched Event Horizon recently. Why can't I think of Virus? Which one is
That's the
that?
one with Jamie Lee Curtis. They're on a ship, and there's the like biomechanical monster robot thing.
Oh, okay. I should rewatch that. I haven't seen that shit in forever. I love those toys as a kid. Fuck. Also confused as to why they made toys.
They
Jamie
made
Lee
toys from all kinds of
Curtis,
stuff. I
baby.
have Waterworld toys. Remember that?
I had some of those too.
They were cool.
Uh, those weren't the ones that kind of had like genitals on them, were they?
No, not the one I had.
I can't remember. I don't remember if it was a bootleg or what. There was a toy I had when I was a kid that was, I think it was supposed to be a movie tie-in, but
Did you
they
get your
had
toys
just,
from Steve Gore?
yeah, right. Well, yeah, they all come with an extra dick on the back. Yeah,
Ooh,
no,
extra.
they had like a sculpted like bulge that had like a dick and balls sort of like shape to it that they would just like paint like the jeans pattern over. I thought it was the Waterworld toys for some reason. I don't know. It might have
I
been
always,
some bootleg shit I had. I was really poor. But I remember it distinctly because it's like this toy has a penis and balls. That's pretty cool.
I always wanted Postman toys. I always preferred that over
Oh
Waterworld.
yeah,
The
Postman.
superior Kevin Costner apocalyptic film.
Yeah. Where the fuck are my Field of Dreams toys?
Where's Ford Lincoln Mercury?
Yeah, Dances with Wolves. Right, that's him too.
Fucking Bull Durham toys.
Fucking yeah, skin a bull bison. Actually, that'd be a pretty cool toy.
Bodyguard toy where he has like Whitney Houston lifting action.
You couldn't pay me to watch Waterworld again. What are you talking about, dude?
Come on, man.
Yeah, it has there is an extended cut of Waterworld that I have yet to track down. Ulysses cut, I believe it's called. I want to learn more about. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's got the fucking smokers, Mitch. Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
Only the fucking baddest dudes around.
Got fucking gills and shit.
Yeah, the fucking what's his name? The weird dude from Sons of Anarchy and a bunch of other shit. He's like really androgynous and creepy. Yeah, Dennis Hopper is like the leader of the smokers.
And there's that old man just in the tank.
Roided out dude who sort of looks like Sabretooth.
Yeah. Oh shit, I forgot about that dude.
Yeah, he's like his right hand man. That movie rocked. It's such
but
a
I still
dumb
think
way.
Postman better. I love Postman.
I'm just getting paid to watch Waterworld. What did I miss? Oh, a whole shitload. We're about to wrap it up though. Been going for 2 hours. I'll probably stream again tomorrow. Postman toys would have been fucking ridiculous. I rank it with Battlefield Earth. Jesus, that's brutal. They had Battlefield Earth toys too, didn't
he's
they?
talking about Waterworld.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, you can't say that about Postman. Postman's great.
That's hilarious. Also, Kevin Costner bitched and had the production CG his hairline in Waterworld. That's probably one of the least noticeable things in the movie.
Oh shit! You imagine like 1994 CGI for that? They're just like these tubes under his head.
Oh my god, dude!
Just 3D cylinders.
Oh shit! I just almost knocked my drink over.
Peter Engstrom. I love Untouchable toys. Give me a Sean Connery figure. Oh yeah, and like a Robert De Niro where he has a baseball bat and you can just smash people's heads with it. That'd be cool.
The new Waterworld Blu-ray release includes a 40-minute longer cut. Does it make the infamous flop better? Yeah, the Arrow video release they did for it, Kevin, has the Ulysses cut on it. It has the theatrical, the extended, and the Ulysses cut.
I mean, I liked the movie. I thought it was a fun movie.
Which I'm assuming the Ulysses cut probably includes a lot of inconsistent hairline shots. I just remember fucking not being able to stand the women in it. Like that little kid made me want to punch myself in the face even as a kid, and the lady.
Yeah.
was like, is
The
this
lady
movie
really
supposed to
sucked.
make you hate women? Like, is
Well,
this
you
what
remember
it
in the
feels like?
you remember in the Postman where the lady wants him to have sex with her so she can have a kid,
Yeah,
and they
what
have
a
that
bitch.
little that awkward
Doesn't she
sex
know
scene.
that's not how babies are made?
Only a postman can ring twice.
He's like, postmen can only make babies in the back door.
Postman prima nocta. Give me your women for your coupon book.
I want all your women's butts. Yeah, Waterworld. Holy shit, man. What a movie.
Stamp for a blowjob. Stamp for a blowjob.
I'm just like, oh yeah, Arrow Video. Here we go. Waterworld. God damn, $35. Suck my dick. Ulysses cut. Arrow
Get a
Video.
stamp?
You assholes. Theatrical cut. The Odyssey of Waterworld, an all new feature length making of documentary. Oh, okay, that's kind of worth it for me right there. With an
You're like,
extensive
all
cast
right.
and career. Yeah, documentary and all the fucking dumb shit behind the scenes. Yeah, I want to see that.
You're like, all right, I'll bend over.
It's just like Dennis Hopper, like high as fuck on like peyote, riding around on a fucking what is it, jet ski.
I think that
Fucking
was during his clean period, which is even crazier.
chain
When he's off of
smoking all
coke
the
and he's like,
time.
"Oh yeah, Waterworld, great idea."
You know what's funny too? My brain used to mix this up with you remember that weird sci-fi western?
You gotta be more specific.
The villain was like a bald lizard guy. I used to mix him up with Dennis Hopper's character. Fuck, what is that?
Yeah,
Jesus Christ, it's
I
got a
know exactly
dumb
what you're
name.
talking about. He had like an eye patch, right?
Yep, and he's a lizard guy.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Fuck, was Roddy Piper in that?
I don't remember. I can find this from Oblivion. Fuck, god damn it. Why couldn't I remember that? It's got the stupid same name as that stupid fucking Tom Cruise movie.
Hey, that was a good movie.
Oh my god. All right, kicking Jeff out.
That was a good movie.
The 1994 Oblivion, yes, it was fantastic.
Both gems.
Yeah, no, I don't remember anything about this, but somehow I used to mix this up with
Who's the main actor in that though?
Waterworld. Oh, this is a full moon movie? That makes a lot more sense now. This had that weird fucking caveman looking dude too. Hang on.
Oh,
Richard
shit,
Richard Joseph Paul.
That means save yourself, Simonon. Get out of there.
Yeah, Richard Joseph Paul, who looks like someone's dad. He was in the 1996 Vampirella movie, which I didn't even know.
That was the main character in the movie? The main actor?
Yes. I was gonna say he's been on like Criminal Minds or something like that. He's in like a bunch of fucking. If it's the same guy I'm thinking of, yeah, a bunch of Law and Order. That's what it is.
I'm googling this shit.
He's like some regular ass dad looking dude. What the fuck was the George Takei was Doc Valentine.
Oh, the fucking reptile dude. That's the dude from Goonies.
The dude from Goonies?
Yeah, one of the bad guys with the fucking family.
What?
You know, in Goonies, they were the bad guys, the family. It was like the
No,
grandma.
the lizard guy is fucking Wishmaster.
Yeah, he was in Goonies, wasn't it? Oh no, I'm thinking
No.
those guys. Those are the guys I always get confused. They look a lot alike.
Yeah, you're thinking of a Italian dude who fucking plays a hit. Why can't I think of his name now?
Shit.
Yeah,
those
like,
guys.
no,
I
you're
always get
thinking
mixed
of.
up.
It's like you're thinking because he's Wish. I was gonna say he has that weird ass voice, and I couldn't think of his name. Andrew Devoff. Meg Foster was the chick in this too, which I didn't realize. Isaac Hayes.
Wait, Peter David wrote this movie.
Who the fuck is the guy I'm thinking of?
You know Peter David, who wrote the Hulk?
There's another character in this, though. Whoa, what the fuck is that? Jimmy Skaggs in Ghost Town, 1988. I've never seen that. Why does he look like a pilgrim with his face shot off?
Oh, thank you, Peter. Robert Davi and Andrew Divoff.
That's Robert Davi, yeah. There's another guy who I used to sort of mix him up with, too. Where the fuck? I'm looking for one dude in here, and I cannot remember his fucking name. He's the
He kinda
cave...
does, Ryan. What are you talking about?
The caveman-looking dude in Oblivion. With the coonskin cap, who used to be in tons of shit.
Hey. Whoa, dude. That's not cool.
I am losing my mind right now.
You're about to get canceled, bro. Canceled, bruh.
You're canceled. Erwin Keys. I never knew this guy's name.
Pull a picture.
I am right now. Hang on. Evidently, there aren't many on. Yeah, I feel like he used to be in a ton of shit. No, wrong fucking thing. God damn it. The dude all the way on the right there.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like a fucking caveman.
That's another one of the boys.
Yeah. Who is this chick? Why can't I think of her name either?
Yeah,
I
she's
wanted-
in a bunch of shit, too.
Yeah, I wanted to say, that's what it is. He's been in a bunch of the Rob Zombie movies. He's legit like a carny guy, I think.
I think he's in some Coen Brothers movies, too, isn't he?
Erwin Keys. I never knew that was his name. Oh, no, didn't mean to do that. Can't think of the broad's name. It's not Meg Foster. You said
Is
it.
that a Vander?
Is that her? Yeah, that's her. Wow, I never knew either. She was in a ton of shit,
yeah,
too.
she was in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? She was one of the sirens.
Oh, yeah, that's not what I was thinking of her from, but she used to be in a ton of shit. I want to say I mixed her up with fucking Xena chick. She was
Probably
evidently
was
in
on
an
Xena.
episode of she was in an episode of Xena. Yes, I just got that. She was in that
and she was
Wild
Mortal
Wild
Kombat
West.
Annihilation as Sindel.
That's what it is. That's what I'm thinking of her from. I was like, there's something when I was a little kid that I used to watch the shit out of. Buffy. She was in Highlander, the TV series.
With Duncan MacLeod? Bullshit ass Duncan.
That's hilarious.
Come on, man.
That you even know that.
I hated it because I loved Highlander so much as a kid. And it was fucking Duncan. Like, who the fuck's Duncan?
She played someone named Juicy in a short called Dickwad. And she was a dancer in a Rod Stewart video early on in her career. Yeah, she was like a hot ticket for a while. I thought
he was only 80.
She's in Dune 2000. Musetta Vander. What a name. That's why I don't remember her. It's like made up ass name.
Peter says Duncan ruled. Duncan
yeah,
was
right.
lame.
Erwin Keys was in Friday the 13th. I don't remember that, but I guess he was. He was listed in there. Enemy Mine is another one that I feel like I just probably blurred in with Oblivion and all that. Fucking
Oh,
was it
Enemy Mine's the one.
Dennis Quaid?
Uh, yeah, and remember the alien gets pregnant? That was fucking weird.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah,
I couldn't remember. I just remembered it was like fucked up and like in a cave.
with what's his face from Iron Eagle as the as the alien.
Who?
The dude from Iron Eagle was the alien.
I don't remember that at all.
You
Now I'm
don't remember
trying to
Iron Eagle?
look up who Erwin Keyes played in. Yeah, is
It's
evidently the
Lou Gossett Jr.
yeah Erwin Keyes was the bus boy. I'm assuming in the what is it the diner scene in Friday the 13th, which I never realized. Uh, what's his name? Sorry, Jeff.
Lou Gossett Jr.
Oh, I will not put a face to that guy at all.
Oh, if you see his picture, you'll know exactly who he is. He's in a million films.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Wow, how did I never realize that?
Oh, and hey, he was in Toy Soldiers with our boy that we just talked about from Oblivion,
Holy shit!
Andrew Devoff.
I didn't realize Byron James was in Enemy Mine too.
Who's
I
that?
just wa- I just watched a fucking movie with him the other day. Or Brian James, sorry, did I say Byron James? I'm I'm really fucked up. The dyslexia is strong now. Brian James, but it's spelled Brion. He's fucking crazy looking, but oh god, what was the name of this? I think I texted it to Kevin because it was such a fucking batshit movie. It's on Amazon Prime right now. Hang on, I'll find it in a second. I'm looking through like his filmography. Uh,
Cinnamon
holy,
on Iron Eagle, An Officer and a Gentleman, and Toy Soldiers. Yep, I love Toy Soldiers. That was such an awesome movie. I used to like be in high school and like, fantasize that I was one of the kids and terrorists were taking over, and I was gonna figure out how I can kill them.
he was so Brian James played Leon Kowalski in Blade Runner. That was one
Oh
of the
yeah,
big
yeah,
roles he was
yeah,
in,
yeah.
and
Didn't he die in like the '90s or something?
he was in the 48 Hours movies. I think you're right. I'm trying to find this fucking movie though.
Because he's one of those dudes that was like in every '80s movie as a like henchman or something.
Yeah, so he was in Enemy Mine, evidently, which is what just reminded me of it. Okay, 1988, Nightmare at Noon. Holy fucking shit, dude. He plays like an albino pimp looking guy in this. And I'm pretty sure it's Kevin I texted about this. Yeah, Brian James, my drunk dyslexia is just off the chain tonight.
School is boring. What do you expect? I gotta do
Uh
something.
yeah, Nightmare at Noon, dude. Holy fucking shit was this movie insane. Yeah, he literally plays he's credited as the albino. Uh Scientists, which is like used very loosely, uh poison a water supply in a small town, turning the residents into homicidal maniacs who kill each other and anybody who passes through. Uh Imagine like green slime backwoods meth addicts, but this looks like it's shot in like Arizona or something. Uh oh shit. I need to go back and watch that too. I forget
I haven't seen
like
that in a million
I
years.
don't remember shit about it, but I remember loving it.
Overhead
Uh
Ninjas.
yeah, fucking Nightmare at Noon is like Wings Hauser. Yeah, Wings Hauser,
What a
Bo
name.
Hopkins, George Kennedy, Kimberly Beck, and Brian James, and just fucking insane. Like the movie is ridiculous, and it's on Prime Video. If you have that shit, it is absolutely worth watching. I was laughing like an idiot the whole time. It it weirdly has like noticeable people, but feels wildly big budget and low budget at the same time. Every time, yeah, every time the movie, like, it's so weirdly like a budget pacing is insane because every time you're like, man, this movie is broke as fuck. Some like giant set piece comes up. Straight up, the movie ends with a fucking 2 helicopter chase scene. And it was so wacky because me and Beth were watching it and we're pretty sure one section of it is done with real helicopters. Like there's like 2 pilots flying around, but then it looks like it cuts to reshoots that they did with miniatures. And we couldn't completely tell. But I think that just added to like the mystique of the movie overall. So if you're into weird, dumbass like grindhouse action movies, it looks like Brian James specialized in that kind of shit. His early career is just fucking tons of shit like that. And yeah, he died in 99. I can't remember who he was in 48 Hours and Another 48 Hours.
Probably a henchman.
I'm wondering if he's like one of the other cops or something.
I don't think so.
Ben Kehoe? Yeah, he's one of the other cops.
Is he really?
Holy shit, he looks like a normal human. That's insane. Oh no, he's the villain.
Yeah, sounds right.
Yeah.
He's always the villain. A villain, at least.
It's like he looks like one of the other cops. I need to go back and watch those now.
Good movies.
Hell yeah.
Also, Walter Hill films. Mentioned Southern Comfort earlier. Walter Hill, the fucking man.
How the fuck did I not know those are Walter Hill movies?
Yeah.
All right, I gotta get back to drawing table later, dudes. Hell yeah, we gotta wrap this up too. I'm just gonna keep going. We just went another 20 minutes. Fucking no self-control. Yeah, dudes, thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna try and get back here tomorrow, hopefully midday. Do some sketching and things. I got some sketch covers. I got some more sculpting to do. I gotta finish Mitch's sketch cards because I got more shit to send out to him soon. We got some cool 3D print shit to go over. All sorts of fun stuff. And I believe we are back this Friday night with the 24-hour comic challenge. Yeah, Brian James is a face for villainy. He's just amazing looking.
Brian James sounds like a 1980s soft rock singer.
I don't think we're going to get a lot of that anymore, like fucking creepy looking dudes.
No.
Like they don't like done. Yeah, they don't really cast like ugly people in Hollywood anymore, which is what me and Beth were talking about is like I need to get on like Backstage and start casting like weird fucking people for
like the ugliest they'll do in movies now is like casting somebody like Stifler or something.
It's weird.
Like it's still a good looking dude who's buff.
Yeah, I'm like, I miss like old 70s grindhouse movies where you're like, oh yeah, these look like regular people, and then like some of them can actually act.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're hiring only male feminists.
And you believe that they're like psychos and murderers?
We actually, the 2 fucking dudes we got are like absolute fucking musclehead dudes who smash bitches. They're getting all the trim. Yeah, we're gonna fucking turbo masculinity with our first film.
Which is reversed back to gay.
Yeah. So masculine, it circles back around to being turbo gay.
But we're cool with that.
Yeah. How did you guys make two barbarians sword fighting be so gay?
How could it not?
Yeah. I mean, it's what inherently. You just said. Yeah. It's all there. Yeah. No, I actually am gonna go probably work on that for a bit. I was scripting that earlier with the girlfriend. Gonna get back to that.
I'm gonna go eat my Mexican street corn pizza from Momo's.
Yeah, whatever that was. I just remembered I got a bunch of meatballs and shit I made tonight. Get down on that. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with us, dudes. More to figure out. I'll hopefully have time to stream tomorrow. Show you guys some stuff. But yeah, thank you for chilling with us tonight. Is good to be back. Slow, quiet night, but it was a good one. Should be back with the 24-hour challenge Friday. Can't remember what else I was supposed to say.
Yeah, let's all go to White Hut, like with Peter.
Yeah, go to White Hut. Nobody see Shadow in the Cloud. Spend the $20 you would spend on Shadow in the Cloud subscribing to our Patreon so you can hear me spoil Shadow in the Cloud for you. It's not even, you can subscribe for $1, pay for the whole year, and spend $8 less than you would to pay for a digital copy of Shadow in the Cloud, and you'll hate yourself less. So check that out.
Yeah, or force your enemy to watch it in the cellar you made for him.
Yeah. And yeah, we'll be back soon. Maybe I'll pull the trigger on a really late Death Curse Awards for 2020 now that we have the printer. Do the first annual and then follow it up in 9 months with the second one. Because we don't do anything right here. But yeah, we're putting together a bit of a list for the awards and what we'll be doing. And I like the idea of making the awards like really fucking stupid. I'm just gonna like 3D print tiny awards.
Well, and it can't be any worse than the Grammys or the Oscars or the
Yeah.
Razzies or every other terrible award show.
Raging hard penis getting cut in half.
Best use of an erection to kill someone is.
I'll think of something cool.
The camera just pans to Mitch like, come on, come on.
Please.
Now's my time.
Yeah, this year's my year. I will rewatch Virus. Hell yeah. Pizza Castle. Peter's just cranking out great businesses. But yeah, I'm gonna get back. We gotta figure out the Orson Welles Lifetime Achievement Award. The Parmesan.
Brought to you by Parmesan Gravy Wine.
Oh my god, the Parmesan Gravy Boat. That's the award.
Oh shit, that's it. That's the award. It's a gravy boat.
I need to commission a gravy boat that says Parmesan on it that also has a large fat Orson Welles in the top of it.
Bathing in the gravy.
Yeah. Perfect. The people are like, what the fuck? I don't want this award. That's the other thing.
You'll like it.
Do we have to make it somewhat serious? So if I'm sending these out to people like, hey, you won this, do you want it? No? Okay.
They just think we're serial killers.
Yeah, right.
They sent me this weird, strange object. I don't know what it means.
We have an award ceremony coming up. We'd like to have you on. That's how you get people on your show, Jeff. You give them awards for things.
We gotta have a skin lamp award.
Didn't know they were entered in. Maybe we could put it to a vote for the dudes. Get it up on the website. Vote for would you guys be interested in that? The late 2020 Death Curse Awards. We'll get you the categories and the nominees. And you guys can vote on either the website or Twitter or something. We'll figure something out for it. If you're into that, I'll definitely do a late 2021. Or we'll just wait for next year. But I think that'll be fun and really stupid. Equally stupid and fun.
Which is how you get some up Death Curse.
Yeah. So yeah. Take it easy, dudes, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Was it worth the girth?
Dildos.